How you going? I'm talking today more specifically to both Michael and Martin from Subdivision Strata. Now, as I'm sort of going through here, I thought, I should do a quick video from the technical back end to set it up. Now that we're going through the final stages of critiquing and what have you, I've changed this from my developer's email address to my email address so that we can actually be staying aligned both while we develop and add new content, but also so that I can understand a little bit of what I'll call the whole techie world. Now, sorry, excuse me while I do this as well. So what my intention is here, so we've got these settings, and these are going to be your settings to actually add back into who you want to send to what. Now, Martin's asked me that the system needs to be able to send out an email as soon as somebody logs in, and that's what this is about. At the same time, we might want to actually start the CC or what have you. I notice that's BCC, so for this discussion, no, we probably might expand this and just have potentially some more here, but we're also going to be able to put this in. So a send to email, a send to email would sort of say, all right, well, this is what's happened, this is what's going on, and I'm going into blah blah without. You can now start to script the message that you actually want to say, so you've got a little bit of that customization capacity there. And I'm just going to save that, but because I can forward this on as we start to go through this test and measure today. Now the user, so as again, you know, I've just gone it to the admin side of things. Now as the user, just waiting, trying to keep this under 5 minutes, watching the ticker. Okay, so I'm going to call it your web app, and for this discussion I'm just going to keep this as me. Okay, subject. I think I'm doing this correctly. We're going through the test and measure. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Again, your choice, your words. But just trying to illustrate, and hopefully over this video later on you can actually come back and watch this a little bit of how to do it yourself, and I'm more than happy to get involved in that element. So so we're going to, now we've got our message, and we'll sort of populate that out a little bit more as we go as well. So we better just save that, Anthony. I'll pause for a second. Okay, look, I've just gone back to my dashboard now. I'm signed in as an admin user, and for this discussion we're not going to actually go into that today. I'm happy to open that up tomorrow, no problem. Now when I say that, I don't mind opening up right now, but to keep it user friendly and sort of make it understanding that on the phone as such that is where our platform's coming in. So because I've logged out as admin, I'll change that image. Okay, I've actually changed it on the front screen. So now we're logged out, okay, and we want to register. Now I'm doing this as an initial test as well, so if there is any crashes, it's about educating my team as well. So who will I say? I've got that many email addresses already going that I'm struggling to remember which one I've got. Anthony. To start to actually delete users. Right, so I don't think that's visual. Pardon me, I should be pausing the video, but okay. Submit that. I will just pause for a minute. Okay, so that's just gone through as a little online refresh and everything. It's sort of thanks for your registration at the same time. It should be technically. There's the blip in the background, so I'll just pause that for a moment. Okay, yeah, that was the incoming. So that's just trying to. Oh, okay, my Google's updating there. Good on it. Okay, so that's worked. It sent an email over there. I'll verify that everything's coming from the right angle, We can now go in and start to actually look at our profile as well. Okay, so this is going to be okay, so it's done something there. I'll go backwards through. Okay, now I'll just go into add a lead. So that's a techie thing that I'll have a chat to. Make sure I haven't actually logged out. Yeah, see, it seems to have logged me out, so I'll come back in. But again, sorry to this. Look, I'll just pause that. Okay, so look, the subject line is, I had a meeting last night and it's gone for roughly an hour last night about cleaning up the way that this screen's coming in. Originally it's designed like this, and I've sort of said, no, we need to start having it like this, have discussions with Martin. Now, there's going to be mandatory fields put in, but what I've also said is the reality is that what I've seen through what's already been spoken and what's already been submitted is not everybody in what you've already got is actually populating every field. In understanding that, we really don't want to miss the opportunity, so we really need to sort of capture a contact name and an email address and at least be able to sort of communicate with them about what they want. I understand also, actually that's wrong, this form is more for your referral who would be now talking to the person, I suspect, to capture those details. What we've said in another email is that based on the OpenERP system, just change that while I go back and start to come back to that. Well, whilst there's a mandatory field within the system, and that's currently this field, I don't want to actually, that's what I'll call a locked up between two systems. Because I understand that we've got to have an element of flexibility, I've said, look, type the subject in. My suspicion at this point of discussion, brainstorming, is that this is in my world, I would sort of suggest that it's the street address, the suburb, and the postcode. I know that there's a Bayswater in Melbourne and there's a Bayswater in Perth as the example. That's where I'm coming from. So we might have state based on that as well. But look at this discussion. I wanted to be able to populate that so that it comes back into the system here. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just, yeah. And I've been through this exercise a few times with you, so I won't get too carried away. Okay, and blah 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 blah, address, submit. Now that's basically going away. This is your live system, I'll call it now. I'm changing that logo again. I'm sort of watching this video as a training for myself, and this effectively becomes minutes of meetings to my team as well as we're going through this test now. So that's gone in. Probably could have a little flag saying, hey, thanks for that. Right, now every 5 minutes this is going to be refreshing, okay, and we'll be coming and pulling the information back in here. My so it's pulling the information back into here. Now I've said every 5 minutes because in my opinion, and it's my opinion, and it's open for the discussion, is that you're out in the field. The reality is there's somebody back in the office, they're doing what they're doing, they're already busy, and I suspect that this is not, I'm not calling it their highest priority, but I'll refer it to their highest priority for the minute. If your email arrived at 5 minutes then or 5 minutes there, it's not really something that changes in your prioritization unless you're hanging out for it. Yeah. So without further ado, for the record, I'm in as admin as well, so you won't see that settings area. The different users are expanding. So blah 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 comes in all to here. Okay. Now we want to actually start to schedule a call, and that's going to be the next level of in this system development. Okay. So I know, Martin, that you have a series of current contacts, and you would like to start to register this system and start to use it. I am saying that let's test, let's measure right now. And so, you know, blah blah blah, I'll call it. Let me not be the storyteller, but the listener moving forward. And it's an outbound call. And I know that we want to start to add a field. And again, this minutes of meeting video will be an update to create a task list. And now I can start to get those fields populated. Not going to enter anything there, or should I? please follow up as per minutes. Not even reading my typing, not too good, but okay. So again, I can see that we'd want to have a time there. I can see that we'd potentially, I can see a lot of different fields there myself. So for this discussion, I'll go off and actually look and see whether there's an app already available to plug in and get that going. Okay, so now we've got our scheduled calls effectively, and I've just got to bouncing so quick at the moment. Doubled my time, sorry folks. I'm meant to be out here. It's now 6:30 in the morning. Okay, so I would have thought that populate there, but anyway, okay, so here I suspect is that one that I've just created. It's telling me the wrong time, but we can schedule that now. Okay, we can contact. Okay, so we'll go through there and we'll change that. We'll start to talk about different people and what have you. Now I also noticed, we'll just close that off. Save that. What's this here? Okay, so we've made a call. We've now setting up a meeting on the calendar. This in the, not what I'll call Martin, not this second, because we need to come back into the settings area and actually start to set up your email account in that back end. But now you can start to schedule your meetings and everything else in here, or potentially start to schedule another call and blah 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 blah. Okay, so look, without further ado, I'll cut it short there, and I'll finish that off for now, and we'll expand a bit further during the day. I'll send you the link to this, Michael and Martin. I'd like to be able to see that we've Michael, I'm sort of starting to talk about wanting to install the plugin to the existing subdivision and strata website. Alternative, what Martin and I have also discussed is that we actually build out subdivision.biz and create that as the mobile app. And I'll just go a little quickly on this one too, because if I just picture that as my mobile phone size, okay, I understand that this isn't being completely dynamic at the moment, but what we're trying to get to is that you've got here now later today, and I've started to install, I'm going to put a slider bar in there, Martin, right, so that these menu items are on a slider as well. And I'll even tune up the words so that it actually fits in the screen a bit tidier. We can put blah 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 blah. There's so many things that we can do. Michael will understand, I'm sure. Okay, so that's it. I've just about tripled my time. Not a good move, but hey, I hope this all works for you. Cheers. See you soon. Bye.